So the other story of significance that came yesterday, Justin Trudeau has informed all his soon-to-be candidates for the upcoming election that any pro-lifers need not apply. An interesting twist. Alex, let's start with you on your take on this situation.
Well, I think that it is very interesting. I mean, is he going to whip the vote? That's a question that I know the New Democrats are going to be asking. New Democrats have long been champions of women's rights and certainly pro-choice. And we have questions about some of the candidates that have already been acclaimed, such as Kevin Leroux, as well as John McKay. They're both individuals who are against pro-choice. And so what is Mr. Trudeau going to do about those individuals?
Ron?
I'm deeply saddened by Trudeau's coming out and talking about this issue when it really isn't an issue. And for him, I'm a liberal, and I believe there are a lot of liberals in this city and across this country that are going to have an issue with this information that's come out from Trudeau. I'm very sad, and I'm also very sad that he has said that candidates cannot be pro-life.
He essentially said that you are not welcome.
You're not welcome. You're not welcome to
if
the party.
you are pro-life.
Yeah, you can't be a candidate.
At least as a conservative, I can say that regardless of if I'm pro-choice or pro-life, I am welcome in that party. In the past 2 or 3 years, we've had a couple of stinks where pro-lifers, the conservatives, have tried to speak up in the House, and Stephen Harper has squashed that, saying that's your own view, you keep it, we're not bringing it up in the House. And whether or not this is what Justin is trying to avoid, I don't get it. But it isn't just taking away your right to think for yourself.
You know what?
If you believe in abortion, that's between you and your maker. That has nothing to do with politics. And my issue is that it's not just politics, it's religion. I want to be separating these two.
But it's not only Catholics that are
a lot of Catholics are pro-life. So then what do we do with all those people in Ontario and especially in Quebec that are Catholics that perhaps won't vote for the Liberals?
I do have to jump in and say, at first glance, I think it does look like a very bold move. He's come out with a number of different bold moves, but
that
really,
have nothing to do with job creation.
We have to ask, what does it do? You know, is he actually going to be taking a stance on anything? Is he going to be whipping votes?
But I think, Alex, we do know what it does. It alienates a liberal like Ron.
It does. It's very disturbing for me to have to defend my leader in such a way. I find that a lot of times you don't agree with some policies that come out.
But there's a difference between not agreeing with an economic policy and having something like this shoved in your face.
But I disagree. I think, because you said earlier that this has to do with religion, and that, I'm sorry, but this has to do also with women's rights.
And so
it's
women's rights
ingrained,
Alex. We're not worried about what's going to happen in the next election if the new government is going to take away a woman's right to choose. That is not on the table. It never has been.
Well,
so
actually, it seems to be, it feels very much to be a reoccurring threat over and over.
It is a threat. It is
a
couple of MPs that are voicing their own opinions.
Ron's getting hammered here as the Liberal, so let him.
I just want to say one thing, that I hope all the pro-lifers candidates, incumbents, win.
And he doesn't even know how many of them there are.
And
that's
there may
the
be
beauty
a lot of them.
He didn't. He couldn't even give
Maybe
an
they can
answer
run,
to that.
win, and
Very
cross the
upsetting.
floor to a party that welcomes their views.
I don't know where this came from. I don't know if he
It's
talked to his
not
caucus.
really, though, Lauren.
It's to create another
What
wedge
party
issue.
would that be? Because Mr. Harper certainly shuts them down.
I think
But it allows them to run.
No.
It allows them to run.
Alex,
Exactly.
I think you're missing out on the differential here. The other parties allow you to have personal beliefs.
Well, not the
in
NDP.
both directions.
No, with the NDP,
you can run as a pro-lifer for the
With
NDP.
the NDP, though, we've been very, very strong on women's rights. We have for many, many years.
Yes, but if you were a federal candidate, NDP, and you were pro-life,
But I'm not.
Would your leader? I know you're not.
No, but you could be.
But
that's the point.
You could be.
But I'm not. So, and I think that the point is too is that anyone who's joining the NDP, you know where we stand. We have those strong beliefs.
Okay, so we are moving along. That's a topic that doesn't need that kind of attention. Anyways, we have a provincial